To be triumphant is something everyone wants in life, but reaching that success is never easy. One thing is always true in regards to triumph. From any beginning, it is possible. Dr. Ben Carson is a living testament of how being triumphant is possible no matter how you start out in life. Benjamin Carson was born in Detroit, Michigan in 1951. Growing up, he faced a number of obstacles. His parents got divorced when he was 8, and Mrs. Carson was left to raise Benjamin and his older brother on her own. The Carsons had an impoverished lifestyle where his mother had to work sometimes 3 jobs just to provide for her family. In school, Carson's grades began to drop, and he was often teased for his low grades in class. At the bottom of his class, he developed a low self-esteem, beginning to think he was unintelligent, while developing an occasional violent, uncontrollable temper.
Well, I was fortunate enough to have a mother who believed in me when nobody else did. And she refused to allow me to fail. And, she only allowed us to watch a small amount of television, and she made us read books. When everybody else was outside playing, we had to read books. But in the process of reading those books, I read about a lot of people, successful people. And I came to realize that the person who has the most to do with what happens to you is you. It's not somebody else. It's not some outside influence. It's not some environmental factor. It's you and the choices that you make. And once I realized that, poverty didn't bother me anymore because I knew I could change that. Nothing really bothered me anymore because I knew I could change it, whatever it was. And that's the message that I try to get across to other people. It doesn't matter what the circumstances were that you were born in, as long as you have a normal brain. Because the human brain is the most fabulous organ system in the universe. All human brains are. And I can tell you as a brain surgeon, when I open that scalp and I take off that bone, I'm looking at that brain. I cannot tell whether that brain is from Africa or Scandinavia or Iran or South America, because they're all the same. And the fact of the matter is, that's the thing that really makes us who we are. The external stuff is just wrapping. It really doesn't mean anything. I think people put far too much emphasis on the wrong things.
Think Big, the Ben Carson Memorial, would be based on his main message to the youth of today, to think big. This message is derived from one of Carson's books, which he titled Think Big. The book emphasizes how to evaluate and respond to problems in order to overcome them. It's mainly an inspirational book about Carson's personal formula for success and how to make the most of one's inner potential. In the book, Carson creates an acronym for the words Think Big. In it, he states that the letters represent talent, honesty, insight, nice, knowledge, books, in-depth learning, and God. For the design of the Dr. Benjamin Carson Memorial, the acronym Think Big would be incorporated into it. The main design for the memorial is a star, which can be related to the idea that when a person is thinking big, they are often reaching for the stars. The memorial itself would be an 8-pointed star with the words "Think Big" in its center. A circular ring, sectioned into 8 pieces, would surround the star. Each section of the ring would represent a letter of the acronym and contain a caption about the letter that the section represents. Carson's memorial would be like a flat marker, constructed face up on the ground, similar to these images. I think that Dr. Carson's memorial should be placed at the entrance of the Central Detroit Public Library, serving as a reminder to the youth of today and tomorrow that they can achieve any of their goals if they think big and unleash their potential excellence.